And then listen, talk about your protection. If you know somebody like Edmund, or if you know Edmund personally, and you trying to get with him, please look at this whole entire show as your protection, okay? Hello, great ones. Welcome to Live and Be Great with Latonya McDonald. Here we explore emotional healing, family relationships, and spiritual growth. Please note, all content is for educational purposes only and is not therapeutic advice. All opinions are alleged and based on personal experience. Fair use copyright information is available in the description. All rights reserved by Live and Be Great, LLC. All right, so Love is Blind is over. And the question that I have is, why do we ignore signs? Because, my goodness, your spiritual protection. A lot of people, everybody has it, okay? And a lot of people don't realize the forms that it comes in. And specifically, I'm talking about KB and Edmund. Now, I am so glad that she did not marry Edmund. And to be honest, as a former therapist, okay, Edmund should have never been permitted to be on the show. Never. All right. I don't know how that slipped by. Okay. Somebody needs to find the casting directors. But yeah, that was absolutely not okay to put that Black woman through that. But specifically, what I think about is a lot of us ignore our spiritual protection. Okay. And oftentimes rejection is protection, whether you are, KB or whether you are Edmund. Right. But specifically, this scene where Edmund is basically manipulating her to try to get her to break her code and have sex with him. I didn't like that. Right. And I feel like after that conversation, it should have been called off, right? I wish KB would have called off, but of course, in dating, and we've all been there, in dating until you get married and you find your person, tend to, if you keep running into the same issue, you do sort of, it does take an attack on who you are as a person, and sometimes you end up ignoring that intuition that you've built up over the years. You end up ignoring certain signs and feelings you feel in your body and your mental because you feel like, okay, maybe it's me, maybe I'm too harsh, and these are some of the things that I've said, when I was dating. These are some of the things that KB also said about herself as to why she wanted to give Edmund a chance. But spiritual protection, everybody, listen, if somebody gives you these blaring signs of insecurities, right, like in your face, so quick and so early, do not ignore them, okay? You are seeing them for a reason. And there are certain things that you should not take as, oh, let me try to get to understand you better. Okay? You don't have to do that. All right. You do not have to compromise on your boundaries. And if somebody is crying, right, because of a clear boundary you set, especially when it has something to do with your body and your autonomy, right? And, respect for who you are as a person, that is not your person. Okay. And that person needs to, you know, that person needs to work on themselves. That person needs help. Okay. Please put down in the comments if you have ignored red flags before, if you were ever in this position, whether you're male or female, to where you saw, blaring signs. Okay. Blaring signs. Because Edmund told his truth so many times. So many times. And just it was, yeah, that's your spiritual protection, guys. Okay? Always and forever. Don't ignore those signs. Do not. Okay? Yeah. That was my random thought about that. And I just hate that they put that Black woman in that position. Like that was the best that they could do. He should have never been an option. Never been an option. And for those who don't have a psychological background, for them to even see those issues in Edmund, he should have never made the cut. So I guess they were trying to be funny, you know? And it wasn't, okay? It was very, very harmful. Very, very, very harmful, and I couldn't imagine what would have happened to her in silence. And thank God, like, she had the strength to say, "Hey, this is what is happening off of camera, and we need to address, you know, this situation." Love that. Love that for her, and I'm proud of her, at the end of the day. But like I said, your signs can come so, so early, you guys, to where you don't have to waste time. You don't have to waste years and years trying to convince yourself that you belong here when that person shows you day one. So many. So, that's your protection. That's your ancestors. That's God. That's your guardian angels, whoever you believe in. You don't believe in nobody, your higher self, okay? Your defenses that you've developed over the years trying to protect you. When people confess like that, and oftentimes they won't even remember that they said it, right? There's some sort of energy forcing them to confess so that you can listen and you be protected, okay? What else was my random thought? Why chase? Question is, why chase understanding you refuse to give? Yeah. Edmund was oh my goodness, Edmund was laying it on thick. He really was. He really truly was. When it came to, I didn't like it at all. I did not like that at all. All. I'm trying to look to see if I see his zodiac sign someplace. That's another thing. That is another thing, but I don't want to get to quoting the wrong thing. And if I find out, I'm gonna come back up and make another video. But another random thoughts video. It was quite interesting that he wanted her to say something nice. I don't even know if should continue to talk because he should not have been up there. Oh my gosh. And is it that people don't understand what mental illness looks like when it is on people of color or Black people specifically? Because because if somebody white was doing that, I would see the same signs. Like, I don't get it. Like, is it because it's Edmund? It don't exist over there? Like, even from hearing this story, it don't exist? That don't make no sense. He's not ready for love, okay? He's not. He just isn't. And I want him to get some help. And I don't want any other, unless the girl is just like Edmund, okay? And then listen, talk about your protection. If you know somebody like Edmund, or if you know Edmund personally, and you trying to get with him, please look at this whole entire show as your protection, okay? All right? Because you just saw a glimpse of how your relationship is going to be. So ignore it if you want to, okay? Ignore it if you want to. You cannot be ready for love if you don't understand the truth about yourself, if you are not self-aware, if you're not actively working towards a better version of yourself. No, you can't be. And yes, there are some people that just aren't aware, and he is somebody that isn't aware, even though he says he is. That's a problem. Thanks for watching Live and Be Great. If this resonated with you, like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. For deeper support, you can always book a session using the links below. And don't forget to grab your free digital soul cleanse. The link will be right in the description. I'll see you in the next video.